but the Golden State Warriors are cooked.
Klay Thompson, 300!
I hate to say it, but the Golden State Warriors are cooked.
Poole, step around three, got it!
I hate to say it, but the Golden State Warriors are cooked.
Figure out if they're playing the Kings or if they're playing the Suns.
Charles Barkley should really look in the mirror and read this quote out loud. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Because the truth is, time and time again, the Warriors have been fooling the NBA media like there's no tomorrow. In fact, pretty much all throughout 2023, every NBA reporter was counting the Warriors out, saying that they ain't the same anymore, that they're too old, too small, too this, too that. But here we are, at the end of the 82-game regular season, with the Warriors exactly where they want to be with regards to seeding. Then on top of that, they're doing it in fashion. I mean, Klay Thompson just became the third player in NBA history to make 300 threes in a single season. The Warriors as a whole just set the NBA record for most points in a first quarter with 55. And then Jonathan Kuminga arguably just made the dunk of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The Warriors have completely fooled the entire NBA. So, as y'all have already seen, the NBA has been completely dismissing the Warriors all season, saying that they're washed, that they're old news, that the past is the past, and according to Kendrick Perkins, they've got like 0 chances of winning the Larry O'Brien Trophy this year. Yet, here we are at the end of the regular season, and you know what? The Warriors have arguably the easiest path to the NBA Finals. I mean, look at this. The Boston Celtics will have to face the Atlanta Hawks in the first round. That's a team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals just 2 years ago. Then in the second round, they're up against the likely MVP of the season, Joel Embiid, and the Philadelphia 76ers. Then, if they make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, they're likely going up against Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks. Sheesh, guys. That's one heck of an uphill climb, and I am so glad I'm not a Celtics fan. Then in the West, look at Phoenix. Suns fans are probably feeling confident because they got a 2-time Finals MVP in Kevin Durant, but standing literally right in front of them in the first round is another 2-time Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard. Then after that war, in the second round, they'll immediately meet Nikola Jokic, the 2-time reigning MVP, and a healthy Denver Nuggets team that looks absolutely scary. That one is going to be an absolute slugfest, guys. Then, if they somehow squeak past that, they'll have to go through the defending champions, the Golden State Warriors, who look better than they did last season when they won it all. What a tough, tough road for a team that's injury-prone. In contrast, look at the Warriors. In the first round, they'll go up against the Kings, who, although did well in the regular season, have like 0 playoff experience in the last 16 years. Then, after warming up with the Kings and getting Andrew Wiggins back in game shape, they'll likely go up against Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies in the second round. When it comes to that series, as long as Steph Curry and the crew could stay healthy, trust me when I say the Warriors are going to make this one look easy. Then, it's only the Western Conference Finals that the Warriors really have their first true test, but once they get past that, it's literally the NBA Finals again for them. My goodness, guys. The Warriors had the entire NBA believing that they were quote-unquote done for the season. But here they are, with a yellow brick road ahead of them that leads directly to championship number 5. And speaking of champion, Klay Thompson himself had his fair share of haters and non-believers this season. And once again, it was Charles Barkley at the helm of it all saying,
because of age and injuries, he's not the same guy.
Well, he's right about something. Klay isn't the same. He's better. I mean, he just became the third player in NBA history to score 300 threes. Heck, I know the eras are different, but the quote-unquote washed-up Klay just scored more than half of Charles Barkley's total threes made in his entire career. I mean, Sir Charles made 538 threes in his 16-year career, while Klay scored 300 in the year after he came back from 2 devastating injuries. Sheesh, guys. How's that for numbers? Oh, and speaking of numbers, I can't leave out Jordan Kid Splash Poole. So, all season long, people have been doubting JP3, saying he ain't the same player after getting his bag, that he isn't the same player after that Draymond incident, but it turns out he was just playing around. Because the truth is, when push comes to shove and when games are must win, playoff Poole comes out. I mean, look, here are his numbers for the last 8 games of the regular season. All important must-win games for the Warriors to lock in the 6th seed and avoid the play-in tournament. 23 points a ball game, 47.5% from the field, 40.6% from 3, and 85% at the charity stripe. For a team to be able to get this type of production from the bench is nothing short of championship pedigree. Oh, and before I forget, defense, guys. People were doubting the Warriors' ability to repeat as champions because of their defense this year. And while it was atrocious at times, I always said that once they get healthy, they'll be elite in this department again. And just look at what happened. Since the All-Star break, which was a few months ago, the Warriors have played 24 games, and in those games played, they've had the 7th best defensive rating in the entire league. And here's the cherry on top. Their best 2 perimeter defenders in Gary Payton II and Andrew Wiggins barely played in any of those games, guys. I mean, the young glove has only played in 7 games, while Wiggins has been out the entirety of those 24 games. But yet, the Warriors still had the 7th highest defensive rating in the league. If these two actually played all 24 of those post-All-Star games, the Warriors would literally have a top 3 defense. Sheesh, guys. Just think about what a problem this is going to be for teams in the playoffs when the Warriors get their 2 best perimeter defenders back. In the first round, De'Aaron Fox is going to have his hands full with both GP2 and Wiggins taking turns on him. I mean, it'll pretty much be a nonstop suffocating defense, the same which clamped down Jason Tatum last year in the finals. Then when it comes to the Grizzlies in the second round, I can't wait to see the defensive masterclass these two are going to put on Morant and Bane. And Memphis is soon going to realize just how far they are in regards to actually competing for a championship and, of course, becoming a dynasty. Anyway, I remember a little while ago that the NBA world was saying that the Warriors have failed on their 2-timeline plan, that it was way too ambitious, that there was no way it was going to work, that it was doomed to fail. But let me play this clip again.
Period. Kuminga.
Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't look like failure, if you ask me. What was once just raw athleticism has now turned into a reliable, calculated weapon that works within Kerr's system. Kuminga is efficient, he's strong, and he'll be a huge X factor in this postseason run. And it's not just him either when it comes to the young Warriors. Moses Moody is also making big strides. Here's what I'm talking about. In the last 10 games of Moody, while his overall points production isn't quite there yet, his efficiency is on point. 71.4% from the field and an astounding 58.8% from 3? Sign me up. Then starting next year, the Warriors are also going to have a second-year Patrick Baldwin Jr. in their lineup. That's pretty stacked when it comes to having a young core that'll be coming off the bench for the next year or two. Poole, Kuminga, Moody, and PBJ? Anyway, back to this season. It honestly looks pretty imminent that at the very least, the Warriors are reaching the NBA Finals. And when Wiggins makes his comeback, it'll become apparent. I mean, in addition to the Warriors' elite defense that I just mentioned, they're just going to have too many offensive weapons. There's literally going to be no breathing room for anybody. Because look, when the Splash Brothers are on the court, defenses have to be alert whenever they cross half court. Then, when these two sit out to take a little breather, you'll have Steph's doppelganger subbing in for him, and there will also be arguably the most athletic player in the league coming in. Then, on top of all this, you'll have the 2014 number 1 pick, Andrew Wiggins, mixing in with each lineup and providing solid winning basketball. Man, and I haven't even gotten to DiVincenzo or GP2 yet, nor have I gotten to Game 6 Loon. Anyway, did y'all know that the lowest seed to ever win an NBA championship was the 6th-seeded Rockets back in 1995? And here's the cherry on top. Just like the Warriors are in 2023, they were also the defending champions.